YouTube, we are finally back with another video. This is a banger. We have 23 records of Michael Jordan's that will simply never be broken. Let's get right into this reaction. Let's go. Y'all see the sub count right there, man. We going up every single day. We are about to get on a crazy posting streak, so tune into this channel. Let's go.
After watching every episode of The Last Dance, many might feel inspired, motivated, and hungry for greatness and success.
So this was like 4 years ago. Obviously, he's talking about The Last Dance. Oh my God, was that such a monumental documentary or a docu-series that they uploaded on Netflix? I might have to go back and watch that right now. All right, let's talk about it.
20
Let's talk about it.
Since Michael Jordan hit the last shot with the Chicago Bulls, the '98 Finals, still the highest rated finals game in NBA history. Throughout the 70+ years of the National Basketball Association, Jordan is widely regarded as the greatest player all time. His legacy even greater to this day. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. MJ has accomplished things that are out of this world. His greatness and performance speaks for itself. With that said, here are 23 Michael Jordan records that will never be broken.
The fact that Michael Jordan even has 23 records that you can say will never be broken is insane. You know what I'm saying? That's unbelievable. Come on now.
6-0 in the NBA Finals, alongside 6 Finals MVPs. As the leader of the team, the only players to have won more rings with a perfect Finals record: Tom Sanders, Casey Jones, John Havlicek, and Robert Horry. 3 of them with the Boston Celtics. Teammate Scottie Pippen was always the second option under Mike, the undisputed leader and captain of the Bulls teams. Compared to all the other greats, Kobe Bryant went 5-2 in the Finals. Tim Duncan 5-1, having 6 Finals MVPs, the most all time. Jordan was by far the best.
All right, listen to this. I'm sorry for pausing so much, but listen to this. If Tim Duncan went 6-0 in the finals, he only lost that 1 year when Ray Allen hit that shot. Imagine if Ray Allen never hit that shot. Tim Duncan would be 6-0 in the finals. That's honestly insane. That's why people need to talk about him a little bit more than they do. I might have to do a little Tim Duncan video to put y'all on game. Come on now. Come on now.
Every one of those series wasn't even a question. Never outscored in the final series. Rejected championships with superstar opponents. A lot of Hall of Famers were prevented from winning because of MJ's dominance. The second most Finals MVPs, currently a 4-way tie between Duncan, LeBron, Magic, and Shaq. 10-time scoring champion. The best scorer in NBA history. It's almost impossible for any player to manage winning this many scoring titles, let alone half of Jordan's. Even some of the top 5 scorers all...
Hold on. Look back at this. Look at this.
Let alone half
37
of
points a game.
Some of the top 5 scorers all time. Kobe Bryant only has 2. Kevin Durant 4. The only player to come close, Will Chamberlain in the 60s. 7 straight seasons in an era where there wasn't as many teams. Will never won a title in any of those seasons. If Jordan wouldn't have retired in his prime, without question, he would have won 12 total. Unless there is a human cheat code, this record will hold forever.
Yeah,
the most
Jordan's
points per
crazy.
game in NBA history, 30.1, slightly ahead.
30 most points per game. I thought he just said he had probably like the average, like the averages all the time, because averaging 37 in a season is honestly what? Like what?
Of Will Chamberlain, and that's even counting his 2 Wizards years. Just counting his Bulls years alone, 31.5 points. If he decided to fully walk away at 35, Jordan and Will are in a class of their own. It's almost impossible for future superstars to sustain a 30-point career average unless they retire in their primes. The only other player besides MJ and Will with more than 3 scoring titles, Allen Iverson, Kevin Durant, and George Gervin, each with 4. The most points per game in the playoffs. With all his great scoring accomplishments, many teams don't tend to play as hard in the regular season. But Jordan won up his game during winning time, averaged an astonishing 33.4 points postseason.
All right, now of the records that we've talked about, I think this is the one that's most likely to be beaten, because the playoffs it's like 16 games. So if somebody like Jimmy went crazy last year, he was averaging like 38 points a game. You know what I'm saying? But they just like lost, and he kind of slowed down a little bit. But this is the one I think could be beaten.
The only year he didn't average 30 in the playoffs, his rookie season, 29.3 points against the Bucks, going up against 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Sidney Moncrief. The most points per game in an NBA Finals series, 1993, 41 points on 51% shooting, a 4-2 win against the Phoenix Suns. To maintain that level of greatness for consecutive games is unheard of. Many times a superstar might drop 50 in a postseason game, but their next game will be forgotten since it will be nowhere near as high.
Wait. So mind you, it's not like they just went 4 games and he averaged 40 points and he just had like 40 every game. No, they played 6 games. 6 games in a 7-game series. He played 6 of them. And 4 of the 6 games, the man dropped 42, 44, 55, and 41. And then a slight 33 and a slight 31. I ain't gonna lie, Jordan. These are the videos that I need to be watching when talking about the greatest of all time. Because LeBron James is my favorite. I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now. Y'all can love me or hate me in the comments. I love y'all. I love you guys. Don't hate me. Michael Jordan is my favorite too. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. If you can see this, come on now. Come on now. I rock with Jordan. LeBron's just my favorite. I'm a young man. But these are the stats that they need to be showing when comparing against Michael Jordan and LeBron James, because this is unbelievable.
Greatness for consecutive games is unheard of. Many times a superstar might drop 50 in a postseason game, but their next game will be forgotten since it will be nowhere near as high. After a 42-point Game 2 win, Jordan worked his magic, 44 in Game 3, bounced back with 55 in Game 4, followed by 41 in Game 5, destroyed anybody who dared guard him. Whether it was Dan Marley, Richard Dumas, Danny Ainge, it didn't matter. An extraordinary output, drawing an era built on defense. Very unlikely a player will average 40 in a final series, especially winning the finals. Outscoring 269 of his 270 playoff opponents, over 99.6% of them in all his title years or late 80s, whether it was in the first round or the finals. Every series, Jordan dominated and averaged more points than any one of his opponents. Besides his rookie season, where Bucks forward Terry Cummings averaged 29.5 points, just 0.2 points more than Jordan during the 85 first round series. From then on, MJ always got the best of his opponents, even the best scorers that came after him. Shaquille O'Neal was the first option during Kobe's younger years. LeBron even got outscored by Jason Terry in the finals. Kevin Durant's also been outscored a couple series as well. The most MVPs and Finals MVPs trophies combined, 11 total. There's a legit argument Jordan could have easily won 2 or 3 more regular season MVPs.
He definitely could have.
Magic Johnson won it in 1990. Charles Barkley in 93, Karl Malone in 97. Jordan just decided to torch 2 of the best power forwards during his era in the finals. The 2 players that comes close is Kareem's.
I genuinely wish that I was able to watch Michael Jordan live, because my God, is he so slick and smooth with the basketball. My
7
God.
total, 4 regular season MVPs, 3 finals MVPs. The most NBA trophies combined, 22 total. Jordan simply takes care of business on both sides of the floor. There will simply never be another Michael Jordan. 6 titles, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 1 defensive player of the year honor, rookie of the year, and 3-time all-star game MVP. Adds up to 22 trophies.
That's
the
crazy.
Second most, Bill Russell, 17 total in 13 seasons. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 15. LeBron James, 14. The highest career PER, 27.91. Player efficiency rating measures a player's per minute performance, adjusting for pace. So far, the players behind him, LeBron James, 20.
Now, if we're talking about records that could be broken, this video says that will never be broken. LeBron looked like he's pretty close. LeBron looked pretty close. We're talking about records that will never be broken. I don't know if this is one that will hold up. I don't know. Come on now.
27.52, Anthony Davis 27.5. James at the twilight of his career likely won't catch up, has a 26 PER in the 2020 season. MJ, the only player to win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and the scoring title the same season, the 87-88 season. MJ at the height of his athleticism, the NBA has never seen a player so dominant.
Not even a move. 3.5 steals and 1.5 blocks a game. Jordan was unbelievable.
The year alone in the same season.
What?
Hakeem Olajuwon remains the only player to win MVP and DPOY the same year.
I didn't know it was like
current
that.
Players have a chance in doing so.
I didn't know it was like that.
None of those would win the scoring title as well. Matter of fact, the last leading scorer to even crack a defensive team during the same season, Dwayne Wade back in 2009. David Robinson's the only other scoring champion other than Jordan to win a Defensive Player of the Year award. Winning it, averaging 35 points a game. Nobody else will ever come close. The only player to record 3,000 points, 200 steals, and 100 blocks in a single season. 86-87, just ignore the points for a minute. The only other player other than Jordan to record 200 steals and 100 blocks, teammate Scottie Pippen, and Rockets Hakeem Olajuwon, both those guys only did it once. MJ did it twice, also the following year. After the 87 season, no one else reached 3,000 total points in the regular season. the only player to average over 40 points for multiple playoff series. Only 5 players all time put up over 40 in a postseason matchup. The others, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Rick Barry, Bernard King, and the GOAT. All these greats done it just once,
back in the
while
day,
Jordan
man.
did it 5 different times. Nobody else since the 93 finals averaged more than 40 for an entire series. Even in today's era, the closest anybody came since LeBron James 38.
Y'all gotta understand, like, let me really break it down basketball to y'all. Michael Jordan is doing this. It's 5 people in the paint right here. Obviously, we know today it's a whole lot of space. You got people all around the court playing basketball, you know, trying to make the 3-pointers. Right here, you got him. He's not a shooter. He's in the dunker spot. He's in the rebounder dunker spot on the other side. It's 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or it's a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 people. It's 5 people in the paint right here, man. And Jordan has to figure out a way to put that basketball inside the hoop. Now, if it's today, he's simply just going by his defender and he's scoring at ease. Look how he's getting to his buckets here. Look how he's getting to his shots in this time. If he had just even a little bit of space, a little bit more space, oh my God, Jordan would have been so nasty today. My God.
At different times, nobody else since the 93 finals averaged more than 40 for an entire series. Even in today's era, the closest anybody came since LeBron James 38.5 points against the Magic 2009. I do believe eventually a player will average 40 in a 4-game sweep when hot, but doing so on multiple occasions, only Michael Jordan's capable. Holding the record for most points in the 3-game playoff series, 135 total, MJ averaged 45 points against the Miami Heat in the first round of the 92 playoffs. Since 2003, the opening rounds have gone the best of 7 and not 5, so this record wouldn't be broken. Making 53 shots in the 3-game span, also a record. Scoring 50-plus points in 8 total playoff games. MJ also holds the all-time postseason record for most 40-point games with 38. Even some of the best scorers in Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant each have one postseason game of scoring at least 50 points. Will Chamberlain, the closest to Jordan, has 4 of these games. Once again, MJ's in a league of his own. The only player to score 50-plus in back-to-back playoff games. Doing so in the first round of the 88 postseason matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers, brought 50 in Game 1, followed by 55 in Game 2. Absolutely unstoppable. In 179 total playoff games, Jordan scored over 15 points every single one of those games. Nobody was...
Just think about... All right. Rewind your mind, 1988, 1980s. Think about what people were watching. You're watching the Magic Birds, the Magic Johnsons, and the Larry Birds. You're watching that in basketball. And then you have a man named Michael Jordan come into the league, right? You got a man named Michael Jordan come into the league. Imagine you also being in the league and you thinking you probably could do this, but he's going out there every single night just killing them. I probably would be hating on Michael Jordan. Like, for real. If I was playing back then, I'd be like, bro, he's not even good like that for real, man. This man trash, man. What's wrong with him, man? You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't really liking all that scoring he doing. You know what I'm saying? I would be competitive like that. I don't know if they was like that back in the day, but this man was tearing them up at ease. What was going on back then?
That many postseason games have reached double figures every game they played in the playoffs. Insanely mind-blowing. To add to his greatness, Jordan only has 6 of these games, failing to reach 20 points, having more playoff games, scoring 50 than less than 20. Almost impossible to believe. Jordan holds the all-time finals record for never scoring under 20 points once in the biggest stage, 35 total games. For being in multiple finals, I can see a superstar make 1 or 2 finals, playing between 4 to 14 games to score 20 plus every single one of them. But in 6 appearances, Jordan's lowest output, 22 points, Game 4 of the 97 finals against Utah and Game 6 of the 96 finals against Seattle, 22 being the lowest. LeBron averaged 22 his first finals against San Antonio, scoring 35 points in a half in the finals, still a record against Portland 1992. Game 1, the shrug game, 6 3-pointers. So much for his lack of 3-point shooting, according to those analytic losers. Having a streak of 632 games without losing 3 straight games, the most by any player.
This is actually crazy right here. Never lost 3 in a row.
November of 1990 to June of 98. After starting 0-3 to begin the 90-91 season, MJ's Bulls would never lose 3 games in a row ever as long as he was in uniform. As we've seen from The Last Dance, his approach to the games in practice, demanding excellence from himself and teammates, it is clear Jordan's allergic to losing. Amazing achievements at 35 years old. Not only did MJ become the oldest scoring champion, 28.7 points, but a champion, Finals MVP, All-Star Game MVP, All-NBA first team, and defensive first team. The last player to ever come close to having all these accomplishments the same season alone, not counting their age. 2000 Shaquille O'Neal, the only box he didn't check being on defensive first team. Shaq made defensive second team that season. In 2020 alone, some believe LeBron's still the best in the NBA, but there's a strong case for others like Giannis and Kawhi. Unlike the other greats, MJ at 35 being on defensive first team, simply unheard of. Nobody at 35 years old will ever come remotely close to Jordan. Second three-peat in the
Did I hear what he just said? Nah, I know this video was made a couple years ago, and I ain't trying to, rain on your parade, my guy. But nobody at 35 will ever come close to Jordan. LeBron just won him a championship at 35 years old. He won him a championship at Finals MVP. And I'm just saying, this is a Jordan video, so I ain't trying to do too much LeBron talking. I'm just saying, buddy, you doing a little bit too much LeBron talking.
Nobody at 35 years old will ever come remotely close to Jordan. Second three-peat in the 3-year span, 2 MVPs, 3 championships, 3 Finals MVPs, led the league in scoring all 3 years, 3 defensive first teams, while missing 0 games. Talk about performing at the highest level, staying true to himself, the fans, and the game. The whole time, there's a reason why MJ's appreciation and greatness will always be cherished. To be able to perform and dominate, even in his mid-30s, is a testament to as perfect a superstar as anyone will get. The term load management does not exist in Jordan's vocabulary. The only player in NBA history to earn more money than his entire team combined. In 1998, Jordan earned $33.1 million in salary, more than his whole team. The cap wasn't as high back then, just at over $61 million. The next highest was Ron Harper in 2008. Jordan earned $33.1 million in salary, more than
what?
And his whole team. The cap wasn't as high back then, just at over $61 million. The next highest was Ron Harper and Tony Kukoc, $4.5 million. Scottie Pippen just $2.7 million. Talk about being underpaid. As much as the players make today, we will never see another player as marketable and dominant as Jordan's earnings during his era. MJ is also the only player to score over 40 at age 40. During his final season with the Wizards, was originally the oldest player to score over 50 in the game at 38 years old, broken by Jamal Crawford in 2019 at 39. It's clear there will never be another 40-year-old as good as Jordan was at that age. Those were 23 records held by the greatest player of all time, whose records will remain in the history books forever. Although there were many other Jordan records to never be broken, I only have room for 23 today. What's the craziest Jordan record in your opinion?
All right, the craziest Jordan record, all right, I'm going to be honest, though. It was either him averaging 40 in the finals. That was pretty crazy, I ain't gonna lie. Or them going on like a 638 game streak of never losing 3 games in a row, like 8 years. That's pretty insane. In an 82 game season, going over 600 game streak, not losing 3 times in a row, that's called dominance. Like for real. Obviously, he retired for a couple of years, so he took some time off, so that played a part in it. But also, when he was on the court, they just was not losing 3 games in a row. That's facts, man. The least impressive, I think it was a couple ones in here that probably could be broken. But the scoring 40 at 40 years old, I think like LeBron or somebody could do that. Maybe like Luka in his days later on. I don't know. I feel like maybe Dirk Nowitzki probably could have did that. Somebody could score 40 at 40 years old. That's a record that could be broken. I said a couple other ones during the video, so you can go back and pick it out which ones I was talking about. But there's definitely some least impressive ones, some that'll probably get broken. Oh yeah, the one that I said somebody averaging like 33 in a whole playoff series in like 16 games. I think somebody could do that for sure. Maybe like a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Anthony Edwards. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's really like a bucket getter in today's day and age. Somebody that could really get some buckets. I think they can do that. You guys let me know though. What was your favorite one? What was your least impressive one? And these are 23 MJ records that will never be broken. I wonder if there's like 6 LeBron records that would never be broken, or 24 Jordan, Kobe records that would never be broken. I wonder if you could break this down for each player, or this is just insane for Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know down below what your thoughts and opinions about this video was, and I will be in the comments with y'all. That's the end of this reaction though, man. We have other reactions on this channel. We have more reactions to come in the future. If you could like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, that would be amazing for me. And we out.